What's up, Freak Nation? Welcome to this episode of the podcast. Today, we are going to change things up. Today, we're going to bust some fitness myths. I'm going to go over my personal top five fitness myths that we're about to bust. All right, so strap in your seatbelts. This is about to be really, really good. We are going to go backwards. So we're going to start with the fifth one, and then we're going to move our way down to number one. So number 5 is that protein shakes, specifically like those pre-made protein shakes or the MLM, multi-level marketing style protein shakes like Herbalife and Advocare, are going to help you lose weight. The reason this is not true is because most of those pre-made protein shakes are made with low-quality protein, sugars, and food coloring, basically, to give it kind of that flavorful caramel or vanilla or blueberry or whatever flavor it is that you're drinking. They're not nutrient dense. They don't leave you satiated for very long. They're made with cheap quality products so that they can mass market them, mass produce them, and sell them for cheap. Okay, so myth number 5, protein shakes, specifically those pre-made protein shakes, are not actually really good at helping you lose weight. They do help you get your protein numbers in. They do help you hit your macros if you're struggling to hit your macros. But as a specific weight loss goal, as a specific weight loss measurement, they aren't that good. Instead, what you should be doing is eating whole, nutrient-dense foods. Not only are they going to help keep you fuller for longer, but they're also harder for your body to digest, which means that it's going to help keep your metabolism sped up while your body's trying to digest those whole foods. That said, I personally do drink a protein shake every single day, but I don't do it as a weight loss goal. I do it as a measurement to help me get all of my macros in for the day. Okay, so fitness myth number 5, protein shakes help you lose weight. Fitness myth number 4, you can spot reduce fat. No, you cannot spot reduce body fat. It's impossible, right? Doesn't matter how many crunches you do, you cannot spot reduce belly fat. What you can do, however, is do high intensity interval training, weightlifting, and eat in a caloric deficit. That will help you lose body fat. That will help you build muscle, which is also going to help you lose body fat. Spot reducing fat is not a thing. Instead, what you should do is compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, presses, pulls, farmer's carries, those types of movements. I'm not saying don't ever work on your core. It's a muscle just like any other muscle in your body, and it needs to be worked. But you cannot spot reduce fat around your core. You cannot spot reduce fat around your butt. You cannot spot reduce fat around your arms. Instead, what you can do is lower your overall body fat percentage, which is going to help all of those muscles tighten up and show the way that you want them to show. Now, why is it that like some people carry more body fat around their core or some people carry more body fat around their glutes? Primarily, it's mostly just genetics, right? So some people could be sitting at, some men specifically, men could be sitting at like 15 or 16% body fat and still have 6-pack abs, whereas other men can sit at 15 or 16% body fat and have a beer belly. The reason is genetics, as far as that's concerned, right? So the people who have 6-pack abs probably have a slightly flabbier ass, or they've got a little bit more body fat on their arms or on their shoulders or on their chest, but they can still show their abs. Whereas the people who don't have the abs probably have tighter legs, tighter arms, tighter chest, those types of things. So they just carry around that excess body fat in their midsection. And I know it's super, super inconvenient, and it's incredibly frustrating when you've been dieting and cutting and working out and lifting and moving your body and you still don't have the abs to show for it. Trust me, I know. But that said, if you keep doing it, you will eventually achieve the aesthetic that you want to achieve. So, fitness myth number 4, you can spot reduce body fat. Fitness myth number 3 is that women should lift lighter weights for more reps, while men lift heavier weights for fewer reps. Incorrect. False. 100% false. Okay, this is primarily a marketing ploy that got pushed out in the 80s and 90s that, you know, women want to tone up and men want to get big, and women want to tone up. And it was always the phrase tone up, or it was always using the word tone, right? And the major reason that this kind of propagated and blew up the way that it did is because women don't want to get bulky. At least most of the women that I talk to, that I train, that I work with, they specifically come to us and they're like, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get bulky. Let me tell you this, as somebody who spent the last year and a half trying to get bulky, it's extremely difficult. You have to eat a lot of food. You have to lift a lot of weights, and you have to do it a lot. I'm talking 4 to 5 days, pressing to failure, completely fatiguing your muscle groups, being sore all the time, eating a ton of calories. And what's not going to happen is you're not going to get bulky if you're not trying to get bulky. But what you will do is you will tone up all those muscles. You will grow those muscles. They will get bigger. They will burn more body fat. So should women be doing lighter weights for higher reps while men are doing higher weight for lower reps? No, absolutely not. Everybody should be lifting heavier weights for more reps. There is a place and a time to change it up and go for lighter weights for more reps. And that is when you're trying to make a change in your training protocol, which I definitely recommend because the body adapts. So if you're consistently doing heavy weights, low reps, and you sort of plateau out, that is the time for anybody, whether it be men or women, to change it up and go, let's go a little bit lighter, let's add some tempo, let's do more reps, let's do something along those lines to change the stimulus that we're actually sending to our body in order to push the change that we want to see in our body. I know I just said body twice in like the same sentence and it sounded kind of weird, but you know exactly what I meant. So, fitness myth number 3, women should lift lighter weights for higher reps. Debunked. Moving on to fitness myth number 2, which is actually in the same realm as that, which is women should not do the same exercises that men do. This is wrong. This is 100% wrong. Every single person should be doing squats, deadlifts, dips, presses, pulls, carries, all the same movements that men do, women should also be doing. There is a genetic difference between men and women, obviously. There's also a hormonal profile difference between men and women, obviously. That said, women still have testosterone. They just have it at a significantly lower level than men. Men still have estrogen. It's just at a significantly lower level than women. So, should women be lifting heavy weights? Absolutely. Are they going to be able to lift the same amount or the same weight for the same number of reps as men? If they're on the same fitness level, probably not. Right? I mean, I follow women on Instagram who are significantly stronger than I am, extremely fit, and they're monsters. They lift way more than I do. They're significantly fitter than I am, right? And then I look at other men who are on the same caliber or on the same level as they are, typically are lifting more, right? So where a woman might deadlift, let's say she pulls 315 for 3, a guy might pull 505 for 3, right, on a deadlift. Or if it's a back squat, a woman might deadlift 325 for 5, and a guy might back squat 505 for 5 or 525 for 5, right? So if they're on the same level, the men will probably, almost 100% of the time, lift more than the woman. But it's all comparable to what their specific strength level is. So if your strength level is extremely high, you should be lifting heavier weights. If your strength level is a little bit lower, you should be lifting lower weights, but it should still be heavy in comparison to your specific strength profile. Right? So, fitness myth number 2, women shouldn't lift heavy. Debunked. False. Women, men, children, to an extent children, as they start to grow up and become teenagers and they get past those young child, toddler years, they should also begin weightlifting just because it helps build their metabolism, build their confidence, build their muscle mass, build their speed, build those fast twitch muscle fibers. But every single person should be lifting heavy in accordance to their specific strength profile and what their goals are. All right, here we go. The final fitness myth, the number 1 fitness myth that I have fallen victim to, that I know a ton of people have fallen victim to, that in my personal opinion is the biggest fitness myth out there. You can out-train a bad diet. Think about that. If I'm eating like shit all the time, if I'm eating 5, 6, 7,000 calories, but I'm consistently only burning 1,200 to 1,400 calories, I'm going to gain body fat, right? Even if I increase my training workload and now I'm burning 1,800 to 2,000 calories, I'm still going to gain body fat. Only so much of those calories can go into building muscle, can go into fueling your body for performance, fueling your body to achieve the aesthetic and achieve the goal that you want. You cannot out-train a bad diet. I've tried this when I first started training. I was very overweight, and I would just go into the gym and I would work really, really hard. And it was CrossFit at the time, so I would do CrossFit. And then I go get Chick-fil-A on the way home, and I'd eat Chick-fil-A, and I get Chick-fil-A for lunch, and I get Chipotle, and it was just all those foods, and my caloric intake was absurdly high. And I wasn't paying any attention to the food that I was intaking. I was only focusing on, like, hey, I'm working out. I'm doing a lot of workouts. Like I'm working out 5-6 days a week. I'm pushing myself really hard in the gym. My heart rate skyrockets. I hurt after every workout. I'm sore. I can see more muscle coming in. I'm feeling like I'm stronger, but I'm just not losing weight. Like, what's going on here? It's because I was trying to out-train my shitty diet, right? You cannot out-train a shitty diet. If you want to achieve a specific result, say, for most people, it's going to be an aesthetic result. They want to lose body fat, gain muscle mass. In that scenario, they must not only have their fitness and their exercise dialed in and be consistently moving in the right direction through progressive overload, through high intensity interval training, through strength training, through resistance training, but they also need to have their diet and their nutrition in place so that they're fueling their body properly using, similar to what we talked about in myth number 5, which was whole foods, nutrient-dense foods, but then also eating the correct number of calories on average per day, right? So if one day you eat 1,800 calories and the next day you eat 2,400 calories, your net average is about 2,200 calories, 2,200 calories, somewhere in that range, right? If that's your average that you should be hitting every single day for the week, then you're right on target, right? But if you're consistently overeating and you're consistently eating out and drinking alcohol and going to get fast food and ordering food in, and you have no control over the food that you're intaking, then that's what I consider a bad diet. I'm air quoting for those of you that are listening on the audio version. That's what I consider a air quote bad diet. So you cannot out-train a bad diet. The two work hand in hand, in tandem, in order to help you achieve the results that you're aiming for. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. 5 fitness myths debunked. Let's run back through them really, really quick one last time. Number 5 is protein shakes are a great way to lose weight. Incorrect, false. Go back early in the episode, re-listen to that, take it to heart. Number 4, you can spot reduce fat. Nope. Decrease your overall body fat percentage, and you will spot reduce in that way. Number 3, women should lift lower weights for higher reps. Sorry, kind of brain farted there. Women should lift lower weights for higher reps. False, incorrect. Everybody should be lifting heavy. Number 2, women should train differently than men. Incorrect. Everybody should train the exact same way, depending on what their goal is, and they should be training in a way that matches their goals and their specific strength profile. And number 1, you can out-train a bad diet. All of those are incorrect. Those are my personal top 5 biggest fitness myths. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Hey, what's up? Thank you for checking out this episode of the FREQ Talks Podcast. If you found this interesting, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.